EU's highest court has issued a landmark ruling that strengthens the rights of same-sex couples across the bloc. And in this detailed video, we will explain what the court has decided, why Poland has come under sharp legal criticism, and what this ruling means for LGBTQ+ families living, traveling, and returning anywhere in the European Union, ensuring viewers understand both the legal framework and the political tensions that continue to shape this issue. This binding judgment comes after years of disagreement within the European Union over how the rights of same-sex couples should be implemented, particularly in member states where national laws still do not allow same-sex marriage. The case that led to this ruling involved two Polish citizens who married in Berlin in 2018, and when they moved back to Poland, officials refused to recognize their marriage in the country's civil registry, arguing that Polish law prohibits marriage between two people of the same sex, and therefore, the marriage could not exist legally within Polish territory. The European Court of Justice strongly rejected Poland's stance, stating that the refusal not only violates the EU citizens' freedom to move and reside freely, but also undermines their fundamental right to respect for private and family life, a right guaranteed to every EU citizen regardless of which country they call home. The court emphasized that EU citizens must have what it referred to as a normal family life when they move to another member state, and that this family life must continue to be respected when they return to their home country, meaning that even if a member state does not permit same-sex marriage locally, it must still acknowledge marriages legally performed in another EU jurisdiction. Importantly, this ruling does not force EU countries to legalize same-sex marriage within their own national laws, but it does prohibit governments from discriminating against same-sex couples whose marriages are recognized elsewhere in Europe. LGBTQ+ rights have long been a battleground in Poland, a predominantly Catholic nation where, for years, those in power described calls for equality as a dangerous foreign ideology. Although the current pro-European coalition, led by Prime Minister Donald Tusk, has been attempting to regulate civil partnerships, including same-sex relationships, through new legislation. However, those efforts have faced strong internal resistance, including from the conservative wing of the same coalition, and Poland's nationalist President Karol Nawrocki has repeatedly vowed to veto any bill, in his words, that would undermine the constitutionally protected status of marriage as a union between a man and a woman. For now, the couple at the center of this case have been identified only by their initials, and their lawyer has declined to issue public comment, as the ruling's implications are still being understood and Poland determines how it must respond. This decision marks a major moment for LGBTQ+ rights within the European Union, reinforcing that freedom of movement must always include the freedom to remain a family, and the coming months will test how countries like Poland balance their domestic laws with the binding principles of the EU. Thank you for watching this important update from the Indian Express. And if you want more sharp, in-depth reporting on global legal and political developments, make sure you subscribe to the Indian Express on YouTube for much more.